Corey, we have a surprise for you right out the gate. Joining the show.
Oh, shoot.
Former
big
teammate.
dog in the house.
What up, baby?
Former
good, my
teammate
man. How you doing?
Corey Wootton, Spice Adams, Anthony Adams, aka Double A, joining the show. Former defensive lineman for the Chicago Bears, joining us here on CHGO Bears After Dark. Appreciate you jumping on short notice, Anthony. How you doing?
Man, I can't complain, man. I'm just a dad over here, man.
All right, give us the dirt on Corey, because I need it. He's always giving me shit on the show, but I need the dirt on Corey.
Dirt? It really ain't too much dirt on Corey, man. Corey,
yeah, you know what he used to get me on? My neck. He always say that all the time. Like,
that's where all the dirt is, up under them rugs.
Yeah, it's hard to wash sometimes in between there.
Oh man. So yeah, Spice, we'll just kick it around. Obviously there's a lot going on. Rookies just signed their deal today. Training camp's coming up in a few days. Yeah. The Hall of Fame ceremonies are just a couple weeks away, and that's something me and Corey have talked a lot about the last few weeks. You obviously getting to play with Devin Hester and Julius Peppers, and those times we've kind of been reminiscing, getting through the summer, talking about some of those glory games of years past, and certainly a lot of fun watching you guys run that Tampa 2 under Lovie Smith. So, I'll just start there, man. What was it like for you to play with two Hall of Famers, soon to be Hall of Famers officially, in Devin Hester and Julius Peppers?
Oh man, it was dope, man. It was a dope environment to be around, man. Playing with some all-time greats, man. You got Lance gotta go. Peanuts probably gonna go. Now Peppers, now D Hess. Like, so it was like, anywhere you wanted to play with a Hall of Famer at every position you could. So I mean, it was just dope thing to be around, man. And then the history and the defense of Chicago, man, just playing for them and playing for these fans. It wasn't nothing like it, man. So it was just a dope overall experience, like special teams and defense. And like I was on kickoff return, but I stayed for punt return, I stayed for punt, I stayed for all those meetings just to see what Devin was gonna do next.
Spice, I'll jump in here, Woot, so I'm not the awkward guy that's on the show here not saying anything. But first of all, I haven't seen Corey Wootton smile this much on the show in at least a year, and you showed up tonight, so that was fun. that was fun to see. I'll put you guys in the hot seat for a second here. You can only pick one linebacker that you played with. Who you taking?
I'm gonna say Lance Briggs, because I don't think he gets the respect that he deserves. Right? I think he was kind of overshadowed a little bit by Urlacher, because obviously he's one of the most famous Bears ever play. But Spice, wouldn't you agree? Lance Briggs, arguably one of the greatest linebackers ever play, man. I just don't think he gets enough respect for what he did.
For sure, man. I mean, he was consistent. He always was near the ball. I mean, he could intercept the pass and take it the distance. I mean, he did the same thing, Urlacher could do, except be tall. So, but I mean, I love playing with both, man. I love playing with Tina Isamoa. Like, he was a missile. I mean, we would just be playing over two, and he knew exactly where he was going. So it looked like a blitz when you watched it on film. You're just like, man, he see his key and he's gone. So, I was fortunate to play with some beasts, man. So, I appreciate playing with all those guys, man. But I would choose Lance too, man, because he always get overlooked. He gonna come up, he gonna pop you, and he gonna have 100+ tackles every season.
I mean,
he hit you with the
well, and he was so great at like jumping the snap of the ball. Like, he'd come right over you guys on the line of scrimmage, right over you guys in the interior, and time that up perfectly and just knife through. Like, the quarterback couldn't even get to his third step on the drop, and Briggs already had him planted in the turf.
Yeah, man. Imagine playing with that. Imagine it'd be times where if you kept the camera on us when we would call certain plays in the huddle, Every play where Lance blitzed the A gap, me and him would look at each other like, "This is the one. This was it." Like, you can tell the excitement when we get the huddle call, and then a lot of times they'll the tight end will leave, and then we got to change the call. And then you will see like us be disgusted, like, "Oh man, we almost called it, man."
Yeah.
Do you both look at 2010? Sorry, Greg. Do you both look at 2010? If Cutler doesn't get hurt, you guys are going to win it?
Man, I say this all the time, man. All the time, man. And what's crazy is the night before the game, I looked in the mirror. I said, "Don't you be the guy that gets old and say, man, we would have took it all if we would have." Like, and sure enough,
you sound like Rod saying that.
Yeah, man. Like, you know, that's how it be. Go to your heart blows and give me one more play.
Yeah,
well, I mean, yeah,
I thought we had it. I really thought we had it. Honestly, I thought everything was lining up right. We had that bye, then we play Seattle. We play lights out defensively. Crowd's rocking. We're coming back to Soldier Field against our rival. I'm in my rookie year. I'm playing with all these guys, and all of a sudden, you know, we're rocking in that game. Lack has that almost interception. We thought he was going to take it to the house, get tripped up by Aaron Rodgers, and then
that was my fault, man.
That was you. Yeah, that was you.
I should have blocked Rodgers, man.
Yeah, man.
I mean, we go drill every day, man. We had a stunt up front, and by the time I got towards, like, I gave everything I had, and I'm just crawling to this point, so I'm like right at his feet, and then that's when he threw the interception. But if I was still on my feet, then I would have blocked him. But
so you heard it here first. You got to blame Spice for us not winning the Super Bowl.
Blame me for not getting that block. I didn't say.
No, I'm just messing with
you. So Spice, you know, back in the day, you know, we just had Henry Melton on here recently. So we've been talking a lot of defensive tackle stuff, especially the Bears are running the cover 2 here with Matt Eberflus now too. So it's a lot of the same philosophies that, you know, maybe fans that didn't watch you guys that we did now are starting to learn some of the principles behind that. I don't know how closely you're following the Bears here nowadays, but there's a lot of hype for Gervon Dexter. I don't know how much you got to watch him last year. Do you have any insights in terms of some of the different guys, whether it's Andrew Billings, you know, in there, you know, plugging things up, or Gervon Dexter, a young guy with a lot of hype and opportunity to do something special here?
Yeah, I like Billings, man. I like him a lot. You know, it's just that run stopper you need on first and second down. And I just saw Gervon at the I run this hill over in Northbrook. Well, I take my son to run this hill over in Northbrook, and he came out there to run it. So it was good to see that. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited, man. I really haven't been. I want to go when they get the pads on. You know what I mean? So then you could really see, you know, the grind. But you know, I like what our defense did later on in the season last year, and I'm looking forward to them to capitalize off that. I don't know who they're going to add in these next couple of weeks, because some things happen, you know, and people get released, and, you know, there's a carousel going around as far as free agent acquisitions. But I think we're good with what we have right now. We just got to build on it and just keep sharpening iron.
Slight turn in the conversation since you brought up your son, Spice. How old is he? And I'm curious, like, when did you guys start focusing on football? When did you start lifting weights? I was watching Receiver, the show on Netflix, and Amon-Ra's dad had him like pounding weights. He's like 9 years old. I'm thinking to myself, I didn't know any 9-year-olds doing that back in the day, but that's what they did. And you know, he's in the NFL and he's a hell of a player.
Well, my son is 16. He's going into his junior year. And we started when he was 14. Same way I did. You know, I didn't start till I was 14. But up until that point, he was doing everything. Like, we had him swimming. He was doing fencing. We had him try hockey one time. That wasn't good. And then basketball. Like, he's been playing everything, man. And I told him, you know, by the time he turns 14, I'll let it be his decision. And of course, you know, he wanted to play. So he should have a big year this year. I took him to Ohio State, Nebraska, Penn State, and there was a like a super camp out in Detroit. He did well in all of them, so he's making a name for himself, and I'm looking forward to seeing him play this season.
It's crazy to see, because when I first got drafted, we would always go to your house for like D-line dinners a lot of times. So your son at the time was probably 2 years old, 2010. And seeing where he came now, and now seeing him with the jab ole move. I saw the video you posted. I said, "Woo, he's got the quickness." That one-on-one matchup. So it's good to see him like that. He's quick, man. He's got some hands. He got some pass rush ability. He could play for Rob Marinelli. I'll tell you that.
What were we eating for D-line dinner? What was on the table?
We always get that Chinese spot, right? Like where we get the rice and all the different. Yep, Sukasa. We get that to go, and Spice had a little movie theater room, so we kick it there. You had pool table the whole bit, so we kick it there a couple times. But yeah, it was good times. The D-line dinner. The funniest was when we went to Sukasa in person, and you remember they hit Pep with that trick with the bottle. Right, he got
man.
You know when they do that fake squirt bottle and it pops out at you, and he was like, "Yo,
hey, yo, man, what's with this nonsense, man?"
Bro, he jumped so much, and he got pissed. He got pissed at the guy. But the D-line dinners used to be the best, and then we'd always pay credit card roulette. And luckily, my rookie year, we went to a more expensive dinner, and it was me and Pep were the last two, and he's like, "I got this, Rook." And I saw the bill, I was like, "Thank God." But yeah, but playing with these guys, man, was so fun. Like I don't know if I ever told you this, man, but my rookie year, you know, like when you're a rookie, you know, coaches yelling at you, you know, you're trying to transition. It's tough. And I remember like that you made every day, like you and Peanut and all those guys in the warm-up lines and in the meetings just made it so much easier to get through, because you know, you go through times where you're like, "Man, can I cut it here, man? All these guys are grown men. I'm trying to transition." And you get down on yourself. But I feel like every day you were just so funny, and you made it fun. Like it made it want to go to you know, practice, go to the meeting room, and you just always laughing. And we always knew, we're like, "Man, this guy needs to show when he's done. He needs something, you know." So hey, if anyone's watching, you know, some producers, television, get my man a show, all right?
Well, it does seem like the common denominator for championship teams here in Chicago, whether it be the White Sox in 05 and the personalities they had, or the Cubs in 2016, or you know, the Blackhawks, obviously, even with the Bulls with Dennis Rodman, fun was a common denominator. And Anthony, your pregame routines were always, I mean, for me as a fan in the stands, watching everyone circle around you, you'd pull your shirt up, start slapping it, you'd have everybody cracking up. Like how important was that for you to try to keep the team loose? You know, obviously it seemed like a lot of it came naturally, but it also seemed like you were in a lot of ways the heartbeat of the team, you know, being in the middle of those pregame hype huddles.
Well, being a part of Bears was like a breath of fresh air for me, because everybody there was like a big kid. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you got Peanut Tillman, Tommy Harris, Adewale Agunleye, Alex Brown, Olin Cruz. I mean, everybody. Like, it just seemed like, you know, when they put me in the mix, it was just like, it was just natural. You know what I mean? Like all the jokes I played or whatever, everybody was like, nobody was like surprised by it, because they like, "Man, we do this all the time." So it was a cool thing to be a part of, man. And it was special. I just wish, you know, we didn't get the credit that we deserved as a team, because of, you know, we lost to Green Bay and couldn't go to the Super Bowl. So if we had won the Super Bowl in 2010, then I think we would probably, you know, we would have been ranked a little higher and people would have been talking about us a little bit more, but we didn't win the big one. So,
well, I just, speaking from my experience as a Bears fan now, I'm 38 years old. That generation, the Lovie Smith era, will always be what's near and dear to my heart. Seeing Devin Hester get in, who's a lot of players' favorite Bear of all time, mine included, Roma Dunze included. You know, you guys definitely get the credit you deserve from us, but maybe from a national standpoint, you probably deserved a little more recognition for just how great you guys were in so many different facets of the game. If you have a quick moment, we're going to take a quick break, but I have a couple more questions for you if you have time, Spice.
Yeah, let's get it.
All right, we'll be quick with this. Real quick, want to give a shout out once again to ComEd. These guys are here powering us up here on CHGO Bears After Dark. It's getting easier for businesses to switch to electric vehicles. That's something we can all get behind for the health of the planet and the well-being of all of us who share it.
That's right, Gregory. The electric grid is evolving to meet your cleaner energy needs, which is exactly what we need as we all move with confidence towards an electric tomorrow. Whether you have one delivery van or a whole fleet of shipping trucks, ComEd can help guide you to make the changes that make sense.
So what should business owners do?
They should go to ComEd.com/clean and they'll learn more about the resources, fleet rebates, and infrastructure incentives available to help businesses go electric. If you own a business, don't wait. Start making your plan today to switch to electric vehicles. Good for business, good for the planet, good for all of us. Go to ComEd.com/clean.
Did you say ComEd.com/clean?
You bet your sweet Spice Adams Bippy I did. Go now and see how going electric connects us to a better way of doing business and a better future for generations to come.
That's right. Real quick, want to give a shout out once again to True Fan Travel. You've got until July 31st to sign up for our trip. We're heading over to London, jolly old London. That's where Mark was for Wimbledon just a week or so ago, October 9th through the 15th, taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. True Fan Travel. If you go to truefantravel.com, you can get flights to London, 4 to 5 star hotel accommodations. Already got the hotel locked in. We're going to have a welcome event at your favorite local London pub, a private boat cruise on the river, all-inclusive tailgate party close to the stadium right before the game, and most importantly, a ticket to the game is included. So if you become a diehard, you can get a discount on that event. We're also going to be taking a trip to Arizona. So if you go to truefantravel.com, you can see all the different information that you need for each of those. You have different options you can have. So you don't have to get the exact same package that other fans get with taking us over with truefantravel.com. We're really excited for the trips to London and Arizona this season. Okay, getting back to business here, Spice. I know a lot of fans are tuned in here tonight because Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze signed their rookie deals. Some fans were getting a little nervous as we were getting closer to the first day of practice, which is Saturday, but I don't think overall there was ever really any nervousness within Hallis Hall. From what you've seen and this team evolving to get to this point, I guess we'll start with Caleb Williams because, for those of you tuning in, we'll get into the deal and the numbers and all that stuff here in a little bit when we let Anthony go. But I just want to know your impressions of Caleb Williams so far and what your expectations are for him as the quarterback of the Chicago Bears now.
I've met him. So on a personal level, he's very approachable. He doesn't seem like he's like standoffish or anything like that. Doesn't seem shy or nothing like that. So I think he'll be a great teammate. I'm excited to see what he can do on the field. But all he really has to do is the same thing he was doing at SC. You know what I mean? That's what got him here. So, I think they're going to give him the green light to do those things. But I think, as far as this preseason is concerned, he needs to go over all of his reads and like really dissect that film because, you're only really going to play a quarter or something like that, if that. So I think he really needs to be hard on himself if he isn't already. And, just improve, 1% every day.
Yes, sir.
Do you all think this defense has enough to be elite, not middle of the road?
Yes. Yep. They don't have any pressure on them. You know what I'm saying? The only pressure they have is to do the same or better than what they did last year. And I think you got a lot of hungry guys there. You got Sweat. So it's like everybody's going to try to, up their game because, he's going to get double teamed. You can't double team everybody. So somebody got to capitalize off of that. And who's going to be the guy? It could be Billings one day. It could be Javon the next. You don't know. But somebody got to step up, and I think they will.
Well, I think that's my only concern is I feel really good about the secondary. I feel good about the linebacking core. I feel good about Sweat. But it's kind of like opposite him, who's the guy that's going to step up, right? Because it's really easy to double somebody. That's what we talked about. Jervon Dexter, can he take the next step? Because watching his film, I think he's got all the strength. He's got the natural athleticism. But as a taller guy, he plays with very high pad level, and the get off has been suspect at times. He played in a two gap type scheme at Florida, and a lot of that was on his coaching there, right? They enforced some bad habits, but he was still productive, even playing high and not getting off the ball in the NFL against grown men. So hopefully Big E, who coached me in college, coached us at the Bears, like gets him going, right? On that Marinelli style, get off, the pad level. And I'm hoping that he could take the next step, because in this defense, the three technique is the engine that runs it, right? Tommy Harris for years, Henry Melton when he came into his own, even back to the Warren Sapp days when Marinelli was over there. The three technique is the engine. So I think a lot of it will be depending on what Jervon Dexter can do. And then the draft pick they have, Austin Booker, can he step up and be a situational pass rusher, right? Or Dominique Robinson, he's going to take the next step this year. So I think my only concern is the defensive line, because Sweat had such an impact, but you know how it goes. It's rush and cover, right?
Mm-hmm.
If the quarterback has all day, it's hard, even if the secondary is talented.
Where'd you meet Caleb, Spice? We kind of blew past that. That was interesting.
We were at a restaurant, I think RPM. All the rookies were there, and I got a chance to, chop it up with them for a good, I think we talked to them for a good 30 minutes. It was Peanut Tillman, myself, Tommy Harris, Jerry Azuma, and I think Forte. So that was cool.
Did he have your bio down? Did you have to explain to him who you were, how you dominated?
No, you know what? Since he went to Oklahoma, him and Tommy had a relationship, whatever. And so I think Tommy probably told him about me a little bit. So.
Well, and come on now, Karma. This dude is now a celebrity on a totally different level outside of football, because that's where I really wanted to finish with these Spice. We could talk football. I'd love to talk football, especially the glory days of the Lovie Smith era with you all night. And I do it with Corey, and it's a real honor and a treat for me as somebody that used to run around Bourbonnais chasing you guys down for autographs and hawking you guys and yelling at you guys from the sidelines. And now I get to talk to you guys on the air, and it's really cool. But dude, I mean, your football career ends, and now you got 2 million followers on Instagram. People know you for all these skits that are just hilarious, man. I mean, you've always had the personality. Bears fans have always known it. And then the world got to see it. How did that come about? And like, what are some of your favorite things about being in that, stratosphere of, bringing the comedy relief to people?
It was at first I didn't know like what to do or whatever. I just put some videos together. Then I talked with guys like Chris Harris and Earl Bennett. Those guys were heavy on Twitter and Instagram back then. And so I was getting advice from them, like what should I do? Because I really wasn't on it. All I did was play football. Like I didn't care nothing about the Twitter or Facebook or none of that stuff. And they was like, man, you built for it or whatever. So I took their advice, started shooting some videos, started showing it to them. And then they was like, yeah, man, you should put it up on YouTube and whatever. So I put it up there, and, it was received well. And, I just kept getting better with the editing and all that. And then, one thing led to another. Some videos went viral, some memes went viral. And then, here we are, man. So, but that's the whole thing. I've just been having fun, man. Just being myself and, just putting my spin on things.
Did I hear that right? You do your own editing, or at least you did?
Yeah, Final Cut Pro. Final Cut Pro or iMovie.
Yeah,
dude,
I mean,
that's a pro right there. That's a legit pro. Most dudes in your spot, they're paying somebody to do it. You got your hands dirty. That's that respect.
Yeah.
That's
sometimes you waiting too long, man. I need to do it like right now. I need this turnaround like today. So
yeah. Exactly. It's a good question for you. What's your favorite memory as a Bear? You think about it.
My favorite memory was going to the playoffs. I think we played Seattle. I'd never been to the playoffs. And this was going into, I think, my 7th or 8th year. So, I had spent 4 years with the Niners, no playoffs. We went 7-9, 2-14, 4-12, 7-9 again. We came here my 5th year. we went 7-9. So it was just like, man, like, God, oh. So the first time playoffs, man, I was happy, bro. Like I couldn't even contain myself, bro. I was happy.
Well, we gotta go ahead. No, you go ahead, dude. I'll shut up.
No, I remember that.
Rex, we need to go back to Bourbonnais, though, man. I mean, as much as players probably like, being out here in Lake Forest, but Bourbonnais people would be on their roof.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to talk to Woot about that later before when we made a little quick audible when you jumped on, and we really appreciated that because this has been a fun interview. But that is something I want to talk to Woot about. I know Hogue talked about it on Hogan Johns, but you're absolutely right, man. Like they moved it to Hallis Hall so they could have the amenities and make everything easier. But they lost something leaving Bourbonnais, not just to the fans.
Being uncomfortable, man. I love it. Man. You in them dorm rooms, man, and
mind your college kind of,
Yeah, man. I love it, man. I love it.
Bonding,
and I know we loved it.
At night,
I know when we loved it. We'd stick around Bourbonnais. We'd catch some of you guys at the bar and stuff. It was great. It was
only one.
Yeah.
Only go to one.
Exactly. The bar. Exactly. We had a lot of people in the chat. Michael Renault saying Carmen Spice should do an MJ centric skit, which brings me to this $5 super chat from my guy Jonathan Otten, $5 super chat. He's saying, and I think he wants you to read this, Carm, because Spice, we do have a guy here, Mark Carmen, that has his own impersonations. I know you do too, Spice, but Carm's looking at doing a little bit of a comedy career going forward one day if this sports thing doesn't work out.
I'm not sure about the comedy career, but certainly I am certain the Spice is hilarious and a man, undoubtedly a skilled talent with a veracity of a versatility that I can propagandize and appreciate. Certainly.
Was that supposed to be Michael Jordan?
Yeah, that's MJ. So Michael,
hold on. That sounds like the dude. That sounds like the dude from The Water Boy. The professor.
See, people are too keyed into how I sound and not the brilliance of the words. He used big words all the time and butchered the hell out of them, but it was him, so it was brilliant. And you had to understand Jordan, like brilliance, which I did. Thank you very much.
So, Spice, do you see anything, a future and a collab with you and Carm here? Does he have the chops, the talent to rise to your level?
For sure, man. We could do we could be before and after.
I'm in.
Man. What you in? 165?
How much do I weigh?
Yeah, you about 165?
Yeah, I'm a great bit.
You know what I'm saying?
Close enough. Yeah.
Before and after, man. I like it.
There we go. There it is.
Oh,
perfect.
My gosh.
So done and done.
Yeah, I mean,
the opportunity. I look forward to capitalizing.
Yes, the ever talented Mark Carmen. I don't want to keep you too much longer, Spice, but I am a little more curious about some of the stuff, some of the skits. What is some of your favorite, like your gifts? Your little video clips are always shared sometimes, across social media, Twitter, TikTok. All the way across. I mean, some of these skits never die. Cream E. Bigums. You see every time somebody airballs a shot, there's a gif of you taking airballs in the gym and the old man getting out of the car. And like for you, which one is your favorite to do or the one that you love to see the most?
I like me like behind the tree. Because the story behind it was just so crazy, man. And it's just so random and it's just so me. So at that time we were taking family photos and I had on the regular cardigan with the jeans and, we all taking pictures like studious and everything. And so then I'm like, hold on, give me a second. Let me go run to the minivan. And my wife was like, for what? Like, what are you doing? I'm like, I got to go get something real quick. So I go to the minivan knowing that this yellow suit is in there. The yellow suit is in the back. you know, I got all kind of like ninja stars and swords and all that. So I'm lifting up all this stuff. Then I see the yellow suit. And I'm like, oh man, I should put it. So I go into the minivan, and you can see the minivan shaking and everything. I'm in there changing. I put on the suit. I don't even think I had a shirt on up under it. So I leave out, and I walk back to where we were shooting the pictures at. My wife was like, oh my gosh. She's like, you know, we're paying for these pictures. These are professional pictures. So I'm like, all right, cool. Well, let's shoot then. So I'm like, hey, just shoot me. I'm behind this tree. I was behind like these flowers and all this stuff, whatever. And the photographer was just shooting away, just laughing. But little did I know that this meme would, you know, get me in Australia. Like I did a commercial in Australia about me being behind the tree. So it was just crazy how everything came together with it. And it's just a crazy story behind like
That's
all
hilarious.
my meetings and everything.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Definitely a classic story here. And you know, it just goes to show you some of the best stuff just comes naturally, you know, like you're not gonna, like, we've had some really funny moments on our show. I'm the resident jackass here on CHGO Sports. And last year, you know, we put a bag on my head after Kansas City, beat the living shit out of us.
You put a bag on your head.
Right.
No
that's what I said. I put a bag on my head. We called him Bag Man. I threatened to stab myself after the Kansas City Chiefs game because I was so upset about the Bears losing. So, and that just came naturally, you know, like it wasn't. And so it just goes to show you, like, the best humor, you know, can never be forced. And you, Spice, man, you're one of the funniest dudes out there. So
the game reactions, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, those had me dying. But the Anita Baker one, that one, and What You Say Now, Chuck, those are my favorites. What You Say Now, Chuck?
So Spice
doing all of them, man.
Spice,
But you seen this in the locker room, man.
Yep.
Well, can you work on like a Woot impersonation with this neck business, you know, and really, well, hey, you know,
hey, Woot always gonna break out that robot. I mean, at receptions, in the gym, like everywhere. You can always see that neck, and then this move
here. Bro, he used to. So at Hallis Hall towards the end, my last year, they had like a video image of us there, and my wife had took a picture next to it. And on the comment under him, he's like, "Look at that neck!"
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Well, Spice, Double A, as we called you back in the day. I know you got a lot of different nicknames now, man, but we appreciate you coming on. I know I was hawking your guy Eddie here. I kind of came across you guys at the Super Bowl, so I thought I'd follow up here before the Hall of Fame game. Certainly wanted to get your thoughts on playing with some of the greats. We certainly look forward to those guys getting inducted, but tonight was a lot of fun for all of us. So I appreciate you coming on and busting Woot's balls, because he's always giving me shit on this show. And I needed a little bit of dirt. Now I got a little bit. We did the draft party. He put me in the headlock from hell, about popped my head off with his goddamn biceps of his. He's always giving me shit about my lack of, I don't have Forte pythons. So I got to hear from this guy 24/7, man.
So Forte does arms
ask
every day.
him first if he lifted. Like if he didn't lift for that day, then you gotta, you know, you're gonna get put in the headlock, man. He gotta be where he like feel like he's doing curls or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Speaking of curls, didn't Matt Forte do curls every day of the week?
Matt did a beach workout like
every day.
Nothing but curls and push-ups and pull-ups,
dips,
beach workout, man. Like him and Preston Taylor. Just beach workouts like every day.
Yeah. Well, before we let you loose, you know, just overall team expectations for the Bears going into this year. I know you spoke a little bit about Caleb and different guys, but obviously fans certainly have high hopes, think that this team could be a fringe playoff team. Where's your mindset at on what this team can accomplish with a whole new offensive system and a rookie quarterback, but a ton of talent?
Man, I seem to always have a kiss of death, man. Every time I say something, they do the opposite, man. So I'm just gonna take it one game at a time, man. I don't even want to do this to myself, man. Because I say, oh, we gonna go 10-7, and then we be 7-10. Like, so I don't even want to do this, man. I'm just taking it one game at a time. This is
wise man.
This is a crazy conference that we got, man. NFC North is crazy. Like, who's gonna take it? Is it gonna be the Packers? Is it gonna be the Lions? I don't think it's gonna be the Vikings, but is it gonna be the Bears? Like, you don't know, man. Just gotta, let it play out. Everybody got to stay healthy, and and hopefully Caleb's weapons still be, making noise, and DJ Moore and Keenan Allen could just be that 1-2 punch that we didn't know that we needed.
Well, they got the new kickoff rule too, and Devin's getting in the Hall of Fame here in a couple weeks. How many touchdowns would Devin Hester have had with this kickoff rule they're putting in?
It wouldn't even matter. Hess gonna find a way, and Tobe gonna find a way for you to make the block for him. That's the thing with Devin. Like, if you miss your guy, go get the other one. The guy that you miss, Hess gonna make him miss. So all you got to do is go and stand in front of somebody for 1 second. You ain't even got to put your hands on them. You can just do like this. Hess gonna do the rest. So that even rhymed, bro.
That was good right there.
Right.
That could have been a shirt back in his playing days, but I know his son's up and coming, so maybe that'll be the next Devin Hester, the next Hester in line.
They call him the ankle bully.
Yeah, I bet. I see. He shares highlights, and it definitely seems like all you guys got some kids to come up. So makes us feel old, but also makes us feel proud of you guys, man. You're all grown up. So we appreciate you once again coming on. We'll cut you loose here, Spice. Thanks again for all your time and fun talking with you. Maybe we'll catch you down the road.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, bro.
Thanks, Spice. Appreciate you.
We all silly like the mayor.